I think living on your own terms means trying to be as true to yourself as possible. It means to be as authentic as possible to yourself. So you might I can see that how that can maybe be a problem to some people, and I can see that some people would love you for it, right? Because the fact is that it takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of guts to be true to yourself, especially in an era where we are living all about pretense and social media, where everything is about it's about people pleasing, and it's about trying to show how perfect your life is. It's about trying to show how perfect everything is, whereas nothing is perfect, right? We all have our downs, we have our bad days, we all have our good days. So I think that you have to try and be as true to yourself, and I think that's what it really means for me. I don't think that I broke the rules. I just who are these people who are making these rules, and who are these people who are saying this is the norm and this is the stereotype? So I don't think so. I think each individual is different, and each individual should have the freedom to be different. And I think that's where, as a society, we can probably do better a little bit, where we are not trying to hail people or make people the bad guys just because they are doing something differently. And I don't necessarily think that I was some kind of great rule breaker or some trendsetter. That's not what I was trying to do. I was living my life. I think you're a different person, I'm a different person. We're all different human beings, and we all react to situations differently. We all say things differently. We all have different opinions. And I think that once we all accept that we are all different and we can coexist with those differences, is when it will not be about breaking the rules anymore. So I don't look at myself like that at all. I do look at myself as trying to be as authentic as possible. That's what I've tried to do. I've tried to stay true to my heart. I've tried to stay true to myself. And I have tried to, live life on my own terms, really. And I think that everybody should be able to do that and have the freedom to do that without being told that you're breaking the rules because you're doing something what you want to do. So that is something that I take a lot of pride in, because I think that it's not that I was necessarily different. I might have been different to you, but that does not mean that means that I'm someone who's a rebel or someone who's breaking some kind of rules. It's just my individuality and another person's individuality. Honestly, I don't remember. It's been so long. And honestly, it doesn't bother me at all. The thing is that I think that everything that happened in my life has made me the person that I am today, and it's made me very strong as a human being internally, and it's made my self-belief even stronger. So honestly, my honest truth is I almost don't remember. I have a great ability to omit a lot of bad in my life. So I just omit it out because it's not something that's relevant in my life, and it's not bringing me any positivity. So I mean, yeah, not really. I mean, I don't think that it's only a Muslim community issue, first of all. I think that we need to get that very straight. I think it's in the subcontinent itself. Otherwise, if that was the case, we would have a lot more people and a lot more young women playing, from all communities. You hear of many people saying, you hear of Mary Kom saying they didn't want her to box. I mean, that it really doesn't have to do with the community per se, first of all. Second of all, yeah, you're right. I came from a family that was probably thought very much ahead of their times, and to put their a young girl into tennis, which was a sport that was unheard of, from Hyderabad, and dreaming of playing Wimbledon one day, was not heard of. And so I don't know if they felt pressure or anything, but I was very lucky that they didn't make me ever feel that they felt that pressure. They kept me very protected, and they kept me very sheltered from it and shielded from it. So I didn't really understand so much until I became a lot older, to be very honest with you. But initially I didn't understand it. But I did hear the whispers here and there from aunts and uncles of like, Kali ho jayegi, to kya hoga, shadi kaise hogi, these kind of stuff that every girl will tell you that they face from this side of the world, where they think that, a woman or a young woman or a young girl is complete only when she looks good a certain way, or looks a certain way. I shouldn't even say looks good, looks a certain way, has a certain color, gets married, has a kid. These are the tick marks that a woman should have to become complete. And I think that one of the reasons for me to come back and play as a mother was to actually show that you can have a complete life. You can be a world champion and you can still have a complete life. It does not mean that you sacrifice some parts of your life. You cannot be a mother, you cannot be a wife, you cannot be a daughter. You can still do all that, and you can still be a world champion. So I think that is a very important thing for me, and that was one of the reasons that I actually came back to playing tennis as well.